Hello everyone, this is an instructional video on how to complete assignment number 5, the transcription or the DNA and replication problems on ClassKick. So the first thing you're going to want to do is from Google Classroom, you're going to want to go to classwork. You're going to want to scroll down to assignment 5, which is titled 5 DNA and DNA replication problems. And then you're going to want to click on this link here. If you're having trouble finding it from that, you can click on View Assignment. You can click on Instructions, and then you can go ahead and click on it from here. You're going to be redirected to a ClassKick page where you're going to be asked to put in your name and hit Continue. The ClassKick saves automatically just like any work you do on Google Classroom, so if you don't finish this assignment all at once, you can go down. You can come back later and it'll save your work. So if we look here, it says show the correct base pairing in DNA by matching the correct nucleotides together. Use your knowledge of base pairing to answer the questions below. So, and as you see, I had worked on this in a previous class, so some of my answers are already there. So if you agree that thymine pairs with adenine, you can leave that there. And then tell me what guanine pairs with. So that's the first one. And you can just drag them. So you would just um, be able to move those. Then there's another question down below. It says, why is it important that the nucleotides always pair correctly in a DNA sequence? You can fill it in with your own thoughts, but one idea is DNA. Well, let's see. Correct DNA pairing. Say base pairing. And I will let you finish the rest of that. But DNA base pairing has a lot of important functions inside of the cell. You can think of what would happen to a cell that has an error or a mutation in its DNA sequence. Then you're going to go on to slide 2 by clicking the next arrow. It says label each strand with the 5' starting end and 3' ending end points. Write the correct sequence of bases for the complementary new strand of DNA. So I'll show you for strand 1 what you can do. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you can add a text box or you can write with the pen. I'm going to add a text box just because my writing with the pen is not so good. So I'm going to label the 5'. Then I'm going to come over here and label the 3' end. Okay, so that's the starting. And then I will do the same below. So it's going to be opposite than what you wrote on the top. Okay. All right, so there the strands are labeled correctly. So now you're just going to put your bases in the correct order. So A pairs with T, T pairs with T pairs with A, G pairs with C, C pairs with G, A, C, T. You do not have to put the spaces. G pairs with C, as I am doing, but you can if you would like. T, C, G, G, A, T, A, C, and T. Okay, and then that would be the completed sequence for DNA strand 1. You would go ahead and do strand 2, strand 3, and strand 4, and 5. On the last slide, hit the next arrow. You're going to be able to answer some questions. What is DNA and why is it important to living systems? What is DNA replication and why does it occur in living cells? What materials are needed for DNA replication to happen? And what would happen if cells were not able to replicate their DNA? So answer all those questions in 1 to 2 sentences, and then you can turn in the assignment.